Hello, Premier Martial Arts Maryville family. I'm here today to talk about our upcoming tournament. Our tournament is going to be coming up on the 27th of April. It's going to be an awesome time. Our goal in this tournament is just to encourage friendly competition, to kind of push our students in a little bit of a new way. I'm a big competition guy myself. It really does help kind of push you in your training and kind of spice things up a little bit as well. There will be 3 different ways to compete in our tournament if you guys are in the 8 to 12-year-old program, and 2 different ways to compete in our tournament if you guys are in the 5 to 7-year-old program. In our 8 to 12 program, the 3 different ways are going to be sparring, board breaking, and self-defense skills. In our 5 to 7-year-old program, it will just be sparring and board breaking. Today I'm going to explain a little bit about that. We did do a tournament seminar, but I saw that some people didn't get to make it to that one. We all have different schedules, and sometimes it's hard to make those certain events. So I'm just going to be explaining a little bit about each of those different things that we're going to be competing in, as well as kind of the ideas behind what we're going to be doing. Our big idea, again, is friendly competition. We want to encourage our students to get better and to work hard to compete and have an awesome time. Our goal is for everyone to have a whole bunch of fun and get a little bit of competition as well. There will be medals and trophies and things like that involved as well, which is always a really cool thing and always a fun motivator. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about are the different events. The first event is going to be our sparring. Now sparring, we're going to do point sparring, but not like traditional karate point sparring where 1 strike equals a point. In our class, we're always trying to encourage combinations. How kickboxing works is largely based on combinations. So our point sparring is going to kind of convey that and encourage that in the sparring. It will be more about technique and less about hitting your partner super hard all the time, right? We don't want people to get hurt as we spar. So I'm going to explain how we're going to be scoring our sparring. The first part is our punches. Now for our 5 to 7-year-olds and our white, yellow, and orange belts in 8 to 12, 2 punches will equal a point as long as 1 punch hits their partner and as long as there's 2 different punches. So let me show you what that means. Imagine this is my partner and I'm going to do a jab cross. If I hit the jab cross my partner, 1, 2, I would get a point. After each point, we'll separate and then start again. If my partner was to block both of those punches, 1, 2, they blocked them both, there'd be no points rewarded since our partners used effective blocking. Past that, if I was to do 2 of the same punches, 1, 2, that would not count. It needs to be a combination using more than 1 type of punch. If you're to do 3 punches and one of them was to hit, you would still get your point, right? Because you at least got 2 punches in there and one of them landed where they were supposed to. That will include punches to the body. So if I went head, body, and one of them hit, still going to be a point. So that's how our basic boxing is going to work. With those points, after each point, we will separate the groups and come back. Our referees will be awarding the points. For our kicks, a clean kick to the body, excuse me, our clean kick to the body will be 1 point, okay? So if I came to my partner, they didn't block, and I get a bang with a round kick, a good push kick, a side kick, a turning back kick, any of those are going to be 1 point, and again, we would separate out. If both of our people, like let's say me and the bag, hit each other at the same time, bang, right? We would end up probably awarding both of them a point, so that's kind of how it goes. All right. Ooh, getting a phone call. Past that, we are going to be going on to our board breaking. So that's kind of how the sparring works. A couple of other important things of the sparring. If someone keeps on running out of bounds, the first time will be a warning, the second time will be a second warning, the third time will be a point, and the fourth time will be 2 points. After that, if they just continue to run out, they may be disqualified. We do have to stay in and spar. That wouldn't be being forced out with punches, but just continuing to run away from their partner. So that's important to know. We will be doing sparring and all of our different competitions by age group and belt rank. So white, yellow, and orange, all of them will go together. Purple, blue, and green will go together in our 8 to 12. White, yellow, and orange will go together in our 8 to 12. And brown above will go together in our 8 to 12. So all of those people will be competing together by belt rank and by age group. Past that is our board breaking. Board breaking for 5 to 7, you're going to get 2 boards, and you want to create a board breaking routine. That's something to do at home. Don't come to an instructor to do that. We're not going to help anybody out specifically, but you do want to create a board breaking routine for yourself. If there's a tie, well, they'll go a second time. If you want to make a second routine in case of a tie, that's totally fine. If you want to do the same routine the second time, that's totally fine. For the 5 to 7-year-olds, they're going to do 2 board breaks. So let's imagine there's a board here and a board over that way, right? I want to make a routine. So I don't want to set up, do a board break, bang, and then go over here, walk, and then set up again and punch. We want to put it all together. So let's say I did, very simply, a hammer fist on this side, and I turned and a straight punch on the other side to break a board. that would be a good example of a board breaking routine instead of just, I'm going to break a board here and I'm going to break a board there. We want them to kind of go together. You can be as creative as you want with that. We do want to stick to techniques that are safe, so no headbutts. Techniques that we've taught before as well would be important with that one as well. 5 to 7-year-olds will get 2 boards, 8 to 12-year-olds will get 3 boards, and we will have a selection of boards, some that will be a little thicker, some that will be a little less. You'll be getting awarded points. It's all kind of judged that way. If you do a really good job of breaking all 3 of your boards or all 2 of your boards on the first try, that will be more points to you than if you have maybe a more complicated technique, but you don't break them on the first try. Very important that we want to break all of our boards first try. Of course, if that doesn't happen, that's totally fine, but that's the way that you're going to get the most points and do the best in your competition. The last one is only going to be for our 8 to 12-year-olds, and that is our self-defense techniques. So in our 8 to 12-year-old class, we all learn self-defense techniques. A good example of that would be the 2-hand choke from the front that we're learning this week, where we pluck, turn, and drop. You'll come up and demonstrate that with a friend or with an instructor. We will judge you on that one, and then you're going to do another one. So you can do 2 different techniques. You get to choose the techniques. You'll announce them to the instructors or judges beforehand. You're going to show it off with great performance, going through all the different stuff that we need to, looking for intensity, looking for great technique, looking for following principles for self-defense. At the end, we'll give you a score. If you have the highest score, you win. So that's just kind of a form, but really it's a self-defense technique. So that's how we're going to be judging that one there. You want to have 2 different techniques that you can show off with power and strength. We'll not show you the technique. If you want to come in today or any time before the competition and say, hey, just make sure I know this technique really well, we'll certainly do it then. But at the day of the competition, we're not going to show you the technique. You can choose your own combatives, so you don't have to do the classic 2 hockey punches and a kick. You can work whatever combatives you'd like on your partner. Keep intensity, make sure to disengage. So those are the 3 ways to compete. The basic prices for competing, it's going to be $35 or $30, I apologize, for 1 event and $55 for 2 events. It is $55 for 3 events. So if you're the 8 to 12-year-old class, you can compete in all 3 for just $55. It's going to be an awesome time. We'll have either trophies or medals. We haven't made that decision yet. We'll get everything all set to go, and I'm hoping to have an awesome time with some friendly competition. If you would like to register, I'm going to put the registration link below, as well as email and text it out to you guys today. So that's going to be a really cool thing. Just jump on that Eventbrite link. The sooner you register, the better, just so that we get everything all set up and kind of have an idea of how we need to schedule things based on how many people are competing. Thank you guys for listening today. I hope this turns into a really cool event. I hope that we don't just do one, but we do a couple more as well. And I hope that you guys get to come and watch your student compete, which is a really cool thing. Students, I hope you guys push yourself to do your very best through this competition. Competition, again, is used to bring out our intensity, used to bring out our best, even outside the competition. In training, when we have something to work towards, it always helps us keep motivated. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening, and I hope to see everyone at the tournament. Have a good one, guys. Be safe.